Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hunter Starcraft, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Global Gamer Invitational Round of 16, and just before the action gets underway in this big matchup, I just want to quickly give a big thanks to the sponsors of this Global Gamer Invitational Tournament, iFixit, SCVs for the Real World, Esports United, The Handsome Nerd, Icy Cup TV, TeamLiquid.net, and of course, Blizzard Entertainment themselves. So, getting right into the action here, we do have a round of 16 battle going down on Steps of War. Introducing first to the bottom left-hand position, we have Capoch. Certainly a strong Protoss player in his own right. I did take a quick peek at his BattleNet sort of account, and he has some unruly win percentage, something like 90% or something like that on the ladder, so certainly a very strong Protoss force. And his opponent, Azz, the Australian player, is going to be spawning as the blue Protoss at the 2 o'clock position. I have seen a number of Azz's games, and he is certainly a formidable foe as well. So let's get straight into the commentary, as this is a mirror matchup, and it should certainly prove to be an interesting one. We've got Azz putting up his first gateway at the top of his ramp, and Capoch's pesky probe gonna go to town on the Nexus or the pylon a moment ago. Yeah, quite an undisciplined probe here, but it does look like Azz is going to be returning the favor, attacking that pylon as well. And very similar openers for each player. We're going to keep the production tab up to just sort of see exactly where each player starts to diversify. We are the first Zealot being chrono boosted out of the gateway for Capoch, and the first gateway is only on its way right now, so Capoch did get an earlier gateway than Azz, whereas Azz has an earlier assimilator. So it looks like Azz going to go with a slightly more tech-heavy opener in this Protoss versus Protoss, as it is only now that Capoch is getting his initial gas. So we're just going to keep an eye on that, as Azz is also getting that first cybernetics core. A little bit of an interesting wall in here at the top of the ramp. Two Zealots going toe-to-toe here. Very similar hit points. It might be an exact trade, but no, Azz's Zealot does play chicken. He does back away first with 4 hit points remaining. The second Zealot for Azz does take his place. And I mentioned a moment ago, I do like this wall in, as this tiny gap here is enough. There is enough room for Zealots, but not quite for Stalkers, I believe. And we can see sort of the micro of each player microing their Zealots as soon as their shields are depleted, sort of backing away. We got 3 Zealots now for Capoch knocking on the front door, but the chrono boost is being used on Azz's initial Stalker, and as soon as that Stalker does come out of this gateway, it's going to be a lot easier for Azz to defend. He can position the Stalker at a number of different places on the high ground and really secure that front door. So Capoch is continuing to press with Zealots, but I'm not sure how much longer this is going to last, as the Stalker is out, and that is going to push away all 4 of Capoch's Zealots. Taking a look at Capoch's base, we do have just the 1 gateway for now, whereas Azz is already looking at about 2/3 completion on his second gateway, getting a second gas up as well for Azz. So certainly consistent with maybe an early robotics facility, maybe something a little less orthodox like a Stargate. We're just going to have to wait and see, though, as we do have Warp Gate research as well on the way for Azz. Always pretty standard to get those chrono boosts off on Warp Gate research, and a 3rd gateway as well. So we're going to see if Azz is going to go for a 4th gateway or if he's going to try, you know, another tech structure. Taking a peek at Capoch's base, 2 more gateways, and we do have a 4-gate for Capoch. 4-gate builds being very predominant in Protoss versus Protoss play, as the Warp Gate is done, or Warp Gate research is just about completed for Capoch. And take a look at this. This is not good news for Azz. Azz has no idea about this proxy pylon in his base, and this is why it is so important just to have vision within your base. You know, White Raw always puts, you know, pylons along the perimeter, always keeping a good eye on everything that's going on. But we are certainly going to fault Azz in this situation, as he has no idea that this proxy pylon is in play, and proxy Zealots getting moved into position. So it looks like Capoch rather is getting ready for a 4-gate push, as he is going to be knocking on the front door any second. warping in more units behind the lines of Azz, and that is just going to be so detrimental as Azz is trying to, do something a little bit more tech-heavy, get this robotics facility, but Capoch, very aware of this, he is going to do something of a timing attack with his 4-gate push, and this Zealot getting a little bit over-anxious, moving in and getting force-fielded in. So nice micro there by Azz to sort of take out that Zealot, but it might be too little too late, as we do have about 4 or 5, or more even, 6 Zealots along with a couple Stalkers behind the lines. More Stalkers for Capoch moving in through the front door. We can see Capoch's Stalkers are stuck out in front, but this is a lot of forces that Capoch has behind the enemy lines. And is Azz going to have enough to deal with this, as he does have only 2 Stalkers remaining, and continuing to warp in units from that proxy pylon. All the probes are forced off the line, Azz desperately trying to get rid of his enemy presence behind his lines, but I'm not sure if this is going to be enough. This is just a brutal position for Azz to be in. We got this blue versus green Protoss tribes, but it is really not looking good. Azz saying, and he is calling the GG. So game 1 of this best of 3 does go to Capoch. Quite a little crafty proxy pylon going down. And yeah, that's all she wrote for Azz. So we are going to move on to game 2. And this is Hunter StarCraft here saying peace out.